it is some kind of a symbolic sign that new changes in this country will come and intensify in forthcoming period during the European finalization of European integration process, hopefully. So, first of all, I would like also to thank first to Ambassador, to Bando Balkani team, to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Italy, and to the embassy here, because they gave us really huge support in maintaining this tradition alive. And we hope that on the other side, we will see maybe the government of Montenegro appreciating our efforts in the forthcoming years as well. So I prepared a very long but boring speech, so it's better for me to start now. So it's my honor to welcome you to the Balkan Integration Forum 2025, a platform that for over a decade has united diplomacy, politics, business, civil society, academia and media in advancing one common goal, accelerating the European integration of the Western Balkans. This forum has grown into one of the region's most respected spaces for open dialogue, challenging assumptions and building shared solutions for European future. Today, we meet at a moment of profound geopolitical change, a Europe transformed by the new security threats, the consequences of Russia's aggression against Ukraine, the rise of extremism and disinformation weaponized daily. Geopolitical competition has become a permanent reality with constant race for technological and energy resilience. The Balkan Integration Forum 2025 comes at exactly the right time, when clarity, leadership and credibility of reforms matter more than ever, both for Brussels and for the Western Balkans. The EU latest progress reports for the Western Balkan region, with many other reports and analyses, paint a clear, sometimes uncomfortable picture. Rule of law gaps remain systemic across the region. Judicial independence, political interference, and impunity for high-level corruption hold back progress. Media freedom is deteriorating in several Western Balkan 6 countries, with pressure on journalists, slap lawsuits, and state influence over public broadcasters. Public administration reform is uneven, with politicization persistent despite commitments. Economic transformation is too slow, productivity remains low, and private sector growth insufficient to close the development gap. Demographic decline and brain drain continue to weaken human capital across all 6 countries. The political polarization undermines trust in institutions and slows EU-related reforms. And yet, the region still shows appetite for EU integrations, although uneven, with worrying trend of significant decrease in some countries. Balkan Integration Forum exists so we can confront these findings honestly, without excuses, and transform them into action. One of this year's core questions asks Brussels, is there a plan? The Western Balkans need a clearer, more predictable, and politically backed roadmap for enlargement. The growth plan, the new financial incentives, and the prospect of gradual integration must be matched with consistent accountability, including readiness to use political conditionality where values and commitments are violated. However, we witnessed for quite some time that some of our EU partners show dedication to some of Western Balkan leaders and countries that are source of destabilization of the region and pro-Russian influence, and which are severely undermining democratic standards and values. This is what happens when too many carrots are provided. If Europe wants stability, it must stop flirting with oppressors, nationalists, and creators of destabilization and Russian influence in the region. If Europe wants to influence, it must stop creating unequal treatment and double standards. If Europe wants credibility, it must show its own credibility, and it must stop questioning whether the Western Balkans belong in the EU. We do, historically, politically, culturally, normatively, and economically. Today, the Western Balkans faces a dramatically altered global security architecture, rising influence of external actors such as Russia and China, fragile interstate relations, increasing democratic backsliding, and what citizens expect from leaders is not tactical waiting, but strategic vision. Vision that consists of a plan for strengthening democracy and rule of law, a plan for resilience against foreign malign influence, a plan for real reconciliation, not performative gestures, a plan for economic transformation that benefits young people and business, a plan for joining the EU within a realistic but ambitious time frame. If our leaders do not articulate this vision, someone else will, and not necessarily in a way aligned with European values. The message from Berlin, Paris, Rome, and Brussels and beyond is consistent. Deliver real reforms, not photo opportunities, demonstrate institutional independence, not political loyalty tests, fight corruption systematically, not selectively, ensure free media, not controlled narratives. Reform credibility is not only chapter in negotiations. It is the foundation of trust and good life in future for our citizens. And yes, we can find a lot of space for advancing EU structure, be it bilateral or multilateral, but before we do so, we need to clean our own yard and actually do our homework. From judicial reforms to public administration, from economic convergence to media freedoms, progress must be measured by impact, not by the number of strategies adopted. We have success stories. We have cross-border energy cooperation, progress on digital markets, better coordination on climate and connectivity projects. But we also face serious deficits, unresolved constitutional issues, and the one that just our ambassador mentioned. Weak implementation of anti-corruption laws, politicized institutions, rising pressure on civil society. Acknowledging these challenges is not a sign of weakness. It is a prerequisite for accession that will not be questioned by any political elite and citizens of EU member states. Last night's business-to-business dialogue reminded us of something essential. Business cooperation is often decades ahead of political cooperation. Companies, chambers of commerce, startups, and investors across the region are already integrating supply chains, energy systems, digital services, and labor markets, while political disputes continue to slow us down. The Western Balkans must treat business communities not as spectators, but as drivers of connectivity and integration with EU markets. The Balkan Integration Forum reaffirms a simple truth. The Western Balkan path to Europe is not only a regional aspiration, it is a shared European responsibility. Today, let's make sure that we do not deliver another set of general speeches, but make frank conversation, underline that clearer commitments from Brussels are needed, as much as fully efficient substantive reforms from our leaders' end, jointly searching for solutions. At the end, allow me to privatize a few moments and to send a few messages to the community that I belong to in my own mother tongue, Montenegrin. So please, for those who are not speaking our language, if you can use our translation, and please let's raise to switch into. Građani Crne Gore, ukoliko zaista želite da postanemo i građani Evropske unije ili da opstanemo kao društvo uopšte, moramo se dobro pogledati u ogledalo. Ko smo, što smo, kakvim se vrijednostima vodimo i što su nam ciljevi i kako do njih dolazimo. Vrijednosti stare Crne Gore već odavno nestaju, a nove, slične njima, nažalost, nisu ni na vidiku. Vrline, rad, poštenje, znanje i posvećenost se ismijavaju, a površnost, beskrupuloznost i neznanje se nagrađuju. Mi smo društvo koje ne vodi računa ni o svojim starima, a još gore, ni o svojim mladima. Ne interesuje nas kako da gradimo predano i polako, već da grabimo i odmah i sad, ne shvatajući kako će se to odraziti na naša pokoljenja. Zbog svega toga, ali i mnogo drugih izazova sa kojima se suočava naše društvo, od sada pa do učlanjenja u Evropsku uniju, ali i nakon toga moramo dati sve od sebe da dobro definišemo sopstvene potrebe, sopstvene probleme i da najzad počnemo da ih ozbiljno rješavamo. To moramo raditi zajedno, svi, od pojedinaca preko civilnog društva, medija, političkih partija, pa do državnih institucija. U tome Vlada i parlament imaju posebnu ulogu koju moraju značajno unaprijediti u godinama pred nama. Vlada i parlament moraju da značajno više uključe civilno društvo u procesu evropske integracije na partnerskim osnovama, što sada nije slučaj. Vlada i parlament moraju da podignu nivo transparentnosti i efikasnosti u svom radu, što sada nije slučaj. Vlada i parlament moraju da kontrolišu one elemente unutar svojih struktura koji rade na destabilizaciji unutrašnjih odnosa u Crnoj Gori, ali i na destabilizaciji odnosa sa našim prijateljima u Evropskoj uniji i van nje. Pogrešni potezi prema Hrvatskoj i Turskoj su samo primjeri koji ne smiju postati praksa, već se moraju sanirati kao izolovani incidenti. Sa druge strane, mi građani moramo stvarati pritisak na svaku našu vladu i sve strukture vlasti da najzad počnu da služe građanima, a ne da institucionalne mehanizme koriste za ostvarivanje ličnih privilegija i sticanje sopstvenog bogatstva, što je kako ranije, tako i danas čest slučaj. I naravno, moramo biti odlučni da mijenjamo svaku vlast koja ne bude spremna da izvršava svoje obaveze u korist opšteg dobra. Samo tako se ide brzo u Evropsku uniju i u bolji život koji moramo stvarati za sebe i za sve ljude oko nas. Moramo se okupiti oko zajedničkih vrijednosti koje isključuju vjerske, nacionalne i političke radikalizme i istorijski revizionizam i koje u prvi plan stavljaju građansko društvo. Ovih nekoliko godina pred nama su idealna prilika da jedni drugima pružimo ruku za pravljanje snažne, samostalne, demokratske, građanske i evropske Crne Gore i da u taj bolji život u Evropskoj uniji krenemo odlučno i zajedno. Hvala.